Yeah, I know what you're thinking. You can get a job in the Middle East simply by trying or by magic, through others, or by a fluke. Remember that competition is everywhere. Some here, some there, but bam! Loimacito is the best.
Oh, so today it rained, and thanks to the rain there is not much noise in the forest, so I can make a video this side now today, new. Anyway, okay, you know, those of you know that I have multiple groups, WhatsApp, Facebook, then there are these not so active groups in Signal, Telegram. Okay, the most active ones are on WhatsApp. So because most of my groups are full, and there was a demand for a new group, you must have seen on the YouTube community, I created a new Facebook group. No, I invited people to join for the WhatsApp group, and within a couple of days it was full. People joined, people left, people were curious, what is this group about? And finally, if you have been admin for a couple of groups, you know the group takes a life of its own. So eventually this group, I just left it open for them to decide who should be added up, what they should decide. I let the group dynamics run its course. So finally it turned out the majority of people in this group were Indians. One second, let me get my stopwatch. The majority of the group members were Indians. There were some people from other nationalities, very few. But the majority in this group, this new group, were youngsters. A lot of young men and few women. Okay, so I let the group be, and they chat. I don't have time. I really don't have time to interact with them and talk to them and answer their questions, and so people were there. Now, the one very common topic which I see youngsters have, apart from education, girls, guys, celebrity, the most talked about or the most discussed topic, even with the youngsters, is politics. And oh goodness, the minute a political discussion or debate starts, everybody jumps into it, everyone. And then there are links being shared, there are articles being shared, there are YouTube videos being shared. It just never ends. Okay, so I don't get into this. However, few days ago, yesterday, I saw a YouTube video which showed this BJP guy, a young MP, member of parliament, a BJP leader, once again Hindu guy, and he went to this hospital where it's a COVID war zone, where there are COVID patients, and he took out this sheet of paper and he started reading out names. Now, after you listen to 2-3 names, you realize that all the names that he's reading out are Muslims. He's reading out Muslim names one by one. And the question he's asking is, why are these people there? And the whole story revolved around, see, there are two sides, okay? One side states that he managed to unearth a scam that was taking place, whereby a group of individuals, almost all of them were selling bed spaces for cash. So you pay money, you get bed space for if you're a corona patient. Okay. Now, if you look at it that way, that this politician is exposing a racket where people are taking money. Wow, look at this. Nice insect. Beautiful. Are you alive? Hello? Oh, it's dead. And okay. Shines. It has a golden bronze glow. Beautiful. Okay, so if you look at it from the point of view that a politician exposed a scam or racket or illegal activity where they're differentiating between who should get a bed space, fine, nothing but respect to you. However, if you check the other report, it shows that this guy, being a Hindu BJP supporter, he only read out the names of Muslims. If you actually listen to the names, all of them are Muslims. And then he tweets these people's names. If any one of you dies or something like that due to COVID, these are the people to blame. Okay. Now, when I brought this up with my groups, the responses were obviously predictable. Two responses. One response said, you're calling a spade, you're exposing names. If someone commits a crime, they should be exposed. The other side obviously asked the question, okay, exposed, but why do you have to categorize Muslims? Now, I listened to both the sides. One even said, do you really, if you're really open-minded, I'll send you the link of the article, which I've not yet read. Okay, I'll be honest with you. Now, I'll tell you my thoughts. I'll give my thoughts and then you can tell me if I'm right or wrong. Okay. Now, crime takes place everywhere, every country. There is no differentiation, or there is no category like, oh, Muslims are bad, or Hindus are bad, or Christians are bad, or the other way. Christians are good, or Muslims are good, or Hindus are. There is good and bad in both. Hindus, Christians, Muslims, atheists, all categories. There are good, bad, ugly. There's no defining factor that if you belong to a political party or religion or group or country, that by default makes you good or bad. So let's agree on one thing. The second part is, there are certain commonalities that define us. Like you can take, like for example, Muslims go to the mosque to pray. They pray to Allah. These are commonalities. Christians pray to the cross. Hindus pray to their Hindu gods. So these are commonalities. Okay. But now, when you try to push these common traits into a bias whereby you want to justify what you're doing, that's very wrong. Like saying, oh, see, these are Muslims, or typical Muslims, or typical Hindus. Now, what is that supposed to mean? And I'll tell you what pisses me off. I'll tell you honestly what pisses me off. I asked this question to these groups. I asked this question. So they were saying, see, you call a spade. These are Muslims. What can you do? This is how they are. Okay. So I asked them this question. Okay. Since I asked him, are you a BJP supporter? He said, yes, I am a BJP supporter, but we only speak the truth and we only do what is right. If it is wrong, it's wrong. I said, fine, I agree with you. You're a BJP supporter. Means the guy was supporting BJP. Okay. So then I asked him, tell me a couple of things that BJP has done wrong. Number one, name the crooks in BJP who should be jailed. Mention the failures of Modi. Okay, and tell me what is wrong, some wrong things that Hindus have done. I asked these questions. No sooner did I ask, there was silence. There was no response, there was nothing. And then after some time, there was like, oh, you're just trying to dig out, what? You're trying to put blame, you're trying to put dirt and this and that. I said, no, I'm asking you a simple question. Just answer. Name some things that BJP has done wrong. Name the crooks in the BJP, but not everyone's a saint. Name a couple of things that Modi has done wrong. There was not a single thing that they said is wrong. Now, I'm not trying to say that only Hindus are like this. If you ask Muslims, the people who preach Islam to me who tell me, Loy, convert, read the Quran. If you ask them anything wrong with Islam, there's nothing wrong. It's perfect. Anything wrong with Dr. Zakir Naik? No, he's perfect. So anything wrong with anybody in Islam? No, nothing. So when you have such a bias, when you have such a mentality that your religion, your political party, your affiliation can do no wrong, but everyone else can do wrong, I mean, then where is the solution to this? Where is the answer? How do you get, how do you solve problems? See, this is the issue. This is the issue that this is the main reason why India will never succeed, man. This mentality. And I'll tell you what is disturbing is all these boys who are arguing are in their like 18, 19, 20, in their 20s. So just think about it. When you are at such a young age, when you're indoctrinated with this kind of bias, when you grow up, is it going to change? In fact, okay, because these guys are in my group, they don't go around name calling. But people who are not in my group, if you see below my YouTube videos, explicitly you'll see people say, oh, you're Malbari. Oh, it's a typical North Indian. Oh, it's the typical Bihari. Oh, these are from Kashmir. Oh, Khalistan. Oh, these are the terrorist Naxalites. Oh, they are the leftists. So all of a sudden they have these terms, categories, divisions. So if you want to look down on someone or put someone down, the easiest way to do it is a Naxalite. These are leftists. These are Islamists. These are terrorists. So all of a sudden, this other religion, this other political party, they're all bad. So you don't have to justify. You can feel good about yourself. How do you solve problems this way? In India, you have so many cultures, so many religions, so many states. And each one, if they start doing like this, where is their fucking unity, man? Why do you think Indians never succeed? Because Indians are going around putting down other Indians, destroying other Indians, being racist towards their own people. Oh, we are Hindus. If you speak to any Hindu, no, there's nothing wrong with these people. No, I'm not saying all. No, don't misquote me. I'm not saying all Hindus do like this. This is a shame, man. Seriously a shame. You know what saddens me or what really disturbs me? At such a young age, you are so ironclad with your views that Muslims are like this. Or these are Congress. Or these are Naxalites. Or these are communists. Or Hindus are like this. I mean, what the fuck, man? Then India is not one country. India is very divided. And you know, these politicians now, remember this much, I've always told you, politicians will do whatever it takes to win the majority vote. So this guy, you see, in India, majority is Hindus. So which political party will succeed? The one that supports Hindus. Why do you think BJP is so much in the saffron orange, the puja to the Hindu gods, the Kumbh Mela, all that? I'm not saying all Hindus are approving this, no. But if you take the Pareto principle, 80-20, the 80% of the ignorant idiots, who will they vote for? And that is where this kind of racist rhetoric, this kind of absolutely unforgivable, ignorant bias, it'll just sink its roots into a person's character, mind and heart, and they'll never succeed. India will never succeed, man. Tell you, this way India will never succeed. Oh, he's Hindu, or he's Muslim, or he's terrorist, actually this, that. In fact, the funny thing is, under my YouTube comments, some people don't know I'm half Malayali. So they say, you're racist towards Malabaris. You're racist towards Malayalis. Yeah, who the fuck you think? Some people don't even know I'm Indian. They say, you're fucking racist towards Indians. Motherfucker, the West and this and that. They'll use that language. And then people who know that I'm half Keralite would say, typical Malbari behavior, typical Mallu. Even though I've never been, I just visited Kerala only for a month or few days. I don't know anything of the Kerala, this thing, although I know from my friends what is Kerala, the food and all that. I stayed in Dubai. That's not to show, I'm superior. No, I'm just stating facts. I was born and raised in Dubai. Then when I tell people I'm from Bombay, or typical Mumbai, what? Mumbai goon or gunda, or where does it end, man? Instead of bringing forth intelligent discourse, young men and women who can think, these political parties are busy brainwashing our youngsters just to talk utter nonsense, utter crap. And these poor boys, instead of focusing on something worthwhile, on their careers, on their future, just talking nonsense. That is why quality-minded people, they're leaving India. That is why people are fed up. They just want to get out of India. They don't want to take all this. They're like, I'm sick and tired of this. So, this was a disturbing thing that I wanted to share with you guys. Let me know your thoughts. You think I'm right or wrong? And I'm open to your opinions. Feel free, comment down below. And I don't know, honestly speaking, I don't know what is the solution to this. Now they started making noise. Alright, anyway, guys, take care. Let me know your thoughts. This is me signing off. Ciao.
Yeah, I know what you're thinking. You can get a job in the Middle East simply by trying or by magic, through others or by fluke. Remember that competition is everywhere. Some here, some there, but bam! Loy Macedo is the best.